morning, Courtney. You got that thick
Good morning,
Thursday
Alex.
ready?
Girl, I'm ready for thick Thursday today. And the docket is thick and juicy. So, girl, listen, real quick before we get started, y'all, the docket is 8 today. I'm just letting y'all know it's a legendary show. Y'all see NeNe on the thumbnail. Y'all know what time it is, period.
We have some great NeNe news that we will get to later in the show. I mean, she just does this perfectly, right? Every time something comes out, the girl just knows how to respond, right?
There's something I really enjoy about a celebrity that knows how to handle drama, and NeNe Leakes and Megan Thee Stallion are at the top of my list, girl.
Right? Courtney, I love we're doing this like red day, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah. We're very much giving crimson cuties. We're definitely serving you Valentine's Day. We're giving you wax apple, girl. We're giving you all of that. We're giving you the orchard today, girl.
How are you doing, Courtney?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Honestly, it is a gloomy day. I don't know how it is on your side of town, Alex, but over here it is cloudy and gloomy, and that is my favorite weather ever. So like I'm ready to do the show, spill the tea, record my podcast, and then enjoy the rest of my day on the couch enjoying the clouds. It'll be like the one day this week that I probably will have my blinds open because I love the gloom. Let it come on in, girl.
I know, even though there's the gloom outside, we're bringing the color into the tea today. Kim W says, Courtney and Alex are matching. Yes, we are matching. We didn't plan it.
Yeah. Like the day is like full of gloom, but our color scheme is in full bloom, like two roses blowing in the wind. Little poetry for you today on this Thursday, Alex.
Give it to me. Well, I am in a great mood because, Courtney, I don't know about you, but I'm a huge sushi fan. And last night, I had a doctor's appointment in the Valley. So I live on the west side now, but I was back home, Calabasas, where I grew up. And I got my favorite sushi spot. And I don't know if anyone is a sushi fan of the Tea Tribe, but when you really get that roll that you love so much, because not every sushi place is the rest, it really, really makes your day. And I just woke up feeling wonderful this morning.
Alex, now you know I'm nosy. Now, where on my side of town was you going and getting sushi?
Ooh, that's it. You know, well, you can't go wrong with the bougie stuff, the sugarfish. But I know that's a little expensive for everyone's taste. But the stuff is so fresh. And like, I actually like the casual, like, you know, the pokey too. I like it all.
I'm just like, wherever I can get a delicious spicy tuna roll with a little spicy mayo on top, I'm set. I can do like 2 spicy tuna rolls, couple avocado rolls for my healthy oils, girl, and I'm full. I love a good sushi moment.
What is life without spicy mayo, right? Like, it's not a roll without the spicy mayo.
Yes, it just adds that little bit of extra seasoning, that little bit of extra flavor that my taste buds desire, Alex. Like my taste buds love to do backflips the second that a little spicy mayo touches them.
100%. So I know that you scroll the Twitters every morning, Courtney. Did you see anything that popped out before we get into the tea that really is blowing your mind?
Honestly, Alex, the thing that I woke up to this morning was the NeNe Leakes news because I was upset when I thought that, well, I don't want to reveal before we spill, but I was very unsettled yesterday by the news. And then when I woke up this morning and I saw the update, I felt so much better. So we're going to get into that and it's going to be good.
We will. Brittany says, yes, I love spicy tuna rolls. Spicy red snapper rolls are so good too. I miss sushi. I live in the woods. Their sushi is bacon wrapped anything. Bacon wrapped? I don't know about that.
Listen, I'm from Pennsylvania, and Alex, let me tell you, I thought when I was eating sushi in Pennsylvania, I would be like, oh my God, this is so good. You know, some people are like, oh my God, you can practically taste the ocean. And then I moved to Los Angeles and I had a piece of real sushi and I was like, oh, what was I eating back home?
We're a little closer to the Pacific Ocean, a little fresher. It's It's amazing. But enough about the sushi. Let's get to this docket because it is thick. Let's just break it down real quickly. Of course, there's still more to this troll saga. Lisa Ray has responded with an hilarious, she needs some residuals on this trolls thing. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get into Ariana. I know we mentioned that she has new music, but she actually has 6 new tracks. So we're going to, and then we're going to hop into the news. The Bachelorette hasn't, it was on pause. It hasn't started filming yet because of everything going on with the pandemic. So there's some new rules in order to continue filming. We're going to get into that. Then we're going to talk about our girl Jelena, who I absolutely love. She's a little bit more private when it comes to social media, but she went public because it's time to go public. We're going to get into that. Then we're going to talk a little bit about some couples therapy. We're talking about baby bumps. We're talking about new babies. It's a lot of baby news in the couples therapy. Let me just tell you.
Come on, start talk.
Yes. And then we will touch on Too Hot to Handle. I know we talked about Francesca's response yesterday. Well, Harry came back, and I don't even like this response. And then we're going to get into, of course, our Car Jenner tea time. Kim's got a new podcast. It's really cool.
Literally, your face was exactly my reaction when I read that news this morning, Alex. Kim's got a podcast? That's exactly, your face pinpointed exactly how I felt when I read that mess this morning.
We literally every day and they have something new. So today it's a podcast. And tomorrow, I don't know. They're probably going to open a museum, Courtney, because they can.
Oh, Lord. I want to shout out Mrs. Smith real quick, Alex, because it's her first time. So shout out to all of our first timers. If you're joining us live, you haven't missed anything. Right now, Alex is giving us the rundown of the tea. So just grab a seat and get into it. Bam!
Yes, welcome. Good morning. That's so exciting. We're happy to have you for the first time. We hope you stay forever. So back to our Car Jenner time. Then we're going to talk about, of course, Kylie and Sofia, still friends. No, tell you all about that. And then Khloe finally fires back at a fan. It's kind of the first time the Kardashians have spoke out because people are judging their social distancing kind of rules and how they've handled everything. So Khloe addresses it. And then we will get into why everyone's here, the NeNe news. So there's a lot. This is a thick Thursday.
Yeah, you gotta hit that bicep, girl. Bam! Thick Thursday, girl.
I love it. Right? It's thick. I mean, it is definitely thick, but it's necessary news. This is all great, right, T-Tribe?
Y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna love it today.
Amanda says, good morning, beautifuls. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Karina says, Gabby, she's responding to Gabby. I think that you guys are hungry this morning, huh? And Karina says, maybe if I put spicy ranch on it, I might like it. Ooh, spicy ranch. Speaking of spicy ranch, Courtney, have you seen those new things that Heinz are doing? It's like mayo chup, and they're mixing like mayo, right?
Yes, I think for like people that would get 2 sides at like Red Robin, like why not just have it in the bottle already? You get what I'm saying? I'm a honey mustard and campfire sauce for Red Robin fans out there. Like my server, before y'all even take my order, listen, bring my Coke, my drink, and then bring out 2 baskets of fries. I need your poppy seed, honey mustard, I need campfire sauce, I need barbecue, and I need ranch. 2 baskets. Please, I don't want to have to bother you before you bring my meal out. I need to have a little snack to dip while I have casual conversation at lunch.
I love it. Yes, and Alex and Courtney, what are your favorite fruits? Ooh.
Strawberry.
Strawberry? Yeah. I'm a pineapple girl. I love a good apple a day because it keeps the doctor away. And banana. You know, I guess I love all fruit. I really.
Come on, fruit queen.
loves, happy Thursday, starting my weekend for an early staycation weekend. Hope you have a great day, sending love and light. Ooh, early staycation. Where are you staying?
Right? I want to know because I might have to join you just on a separation. I want to go on vacation.
Yeah, Courtney, if you could take a staycation right now, where would you go?
A steak like in the town? I don't want to be in LA. I gotta go out of state, girl. I gotta go somewhere. How about if it were safe? If it were safe and I had to stay in the country, I would just be wherever my friends wanted me to be. Because all of my friends, the majority of them live out of state, and they always have to fly and come see me. So if I had to take any vacation, I would let my friends choose. I'll be like, wherever y'all want to go, I'll be there. Period.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go here.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? I am not a pineapple on pizza. As I told you, I'm Italian. We don't put pineapple on pizza. We put cheese, we put sauce, we put a little sausage, a little pepperoni. That's not one of our go-tos. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I feel very indifferent about it. Like, I've had it before and I didn't mind it, but it certainly is not anywhere near my top 5 or probably even top 10. I'll probably have a vegetable before I have pineapple on my pizza. You know what I mean? The fruit and the savory, not that.
I know. Kelly says, come to Rhode Island. Our cases are dropping dramatically. We got a spot in Rhode Island, Courtney.
Uh-oh, about to roll on up. I can stop at Rhode Island and then go on ahead and hit Harlem while I'm there and go see the Black Ink Crew. Alex, I know I've talked about Black Ink Crew, and it's literally a show that came out in 2012. I cannot get over how good this silly show is. It is just like beautiful hood, and I love it. One of the tattoo artists has like 3 babies' mothers. He just found out in season 3 that his 8-year-old son is not even his son, but he's still going to take care of him. Like, there's just so many layers to this particular show, y'all. I'm so sorry I keep going on about Black Ink Crew and it's 2020. But I don't know what Caesar and Duchess are doing, but somehow we got to get them on the show. Now, I don't know how we're going to do that, Alex, but I need to interview Duchess and Caesar. Imagine if we could have the Black Ink Crew here, Alex. We need some free talk.
Courtney, I am all about manifesting. I love that. Live by it. So just manifest it out there and maybe we'll get them on the
show. Manifest Caesar and Duchess from Black Ink Crew.
Hey, well, I think it's about that time, Courtney.
I got you. Let's pour that tea.
So, as you guys know, while Courtney's taking his time to pour his tea, we have a new segment. You missed it, and these are all the stories that you may not have caught before you woke up this morning or last night. Just kind of, they're all in the 24-hour news cycle, but we have them for you. So, Courtney, let's take a sip. Let's cheers before we get into it.
Cheers. Bam.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now it's time to spill that tea. Let's do it, right?
Hey, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's kick it off with, of course, let's go back to this troll saga. That this song has so much news around it, it just doesn't stop. And like, as we know, Nicki kind of shaded a few people in the bars that she rapped in this song. Well, Lisa is here to say that she deserves some residuals for trolls. So she joked on Ladies on Out Loud with Claudia Jordan saying, it has to be about me. My thing is, I didn't know I was that relevant to be put in a song, but that's a good thing because it's business. She got to be trendy. She got to stay relevant herself and stay current. So why not talk about the things that I feel like also that she must have felt like I must have been saying that made her go growl. But of course, we already know it wasn't like that. But hey, she took the one of the number one black cult films and their leading actress and put it in a song. I just wish I could get some money or some residuals out of it. So Lisa says she deserves money. I think, this is part of rapping, this is, diss tracks or something that has been part of the rap genre for years. No one gets money just because their name is listed. You should just be thankful people are talking about you, whether it's good or bad, right, Courtney?
Yeah. I mean, Alex, shout out to Lisa Ray. She is an icon. She is a legend. I just, Lisa, Onika Tanya Mirage Petty is not giving you a coin. You should feel lucky. You should feel blessed to go down in history as someone who was mentioned in a Nicki Minaj verse. That is like my dream on earth, for her to even say revolution in a verse anywhere. It don't even got to be with me. I just will say it and apply it to myself. So if I was Lisa Ray, I would be like, wow, I made a splash that Nicki took notice and put it in her art. But girl, you ain't getting no money off of that. I think she was trying to be cute, Alex, but
yeah,
I guess.
I do too. I think she was just trying to be cute, but at the same time, I think it's a good point. I mean, she did add some creativity, even though it's not that great about Lisa Ray. But Nicki's not giving her money. I agree.
And also, Alex, real quick before we move on, Nicki has like 11 versions of that verse that she put out. So you said you only want one of the versions, as far as we know. So, girl, we got the alternate version. We don't have to hear your line. I'm just saying.
Isn't that crazy? 11 versions that we just heard the 11th version of that. Like, I think that is crazy. You see how much time goes into songwriting and how much effort. Like, it's not just.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Nicki's an artist.
She is, definitely. Okay, well, let's talk about Ariana Grande. Speaking of music, now I know we mentioned on the show that Ariana had registered a new song called My Hair, but there's 6 more tracks to that, Courtney. So basically, we have Bad to Love, Slide, 32, which is the interlude, Nasty, which is rumored to be a Doja Cat collab, Love Boy, and then Skip. And get this, The Weeknd is listed as a co-writer on Skip. So we also have a Weeknd collab with Ariana. So I am very excited. Of course, these are presumably for her 6th studio album. And I just can't wait for this because I need new Ariana music. I love anything she puts out. And then having a collab with The Weeknd and Doja Cat, I think these are going to be amazing. Don't you think, Courtney?
She registered the songs, Alex?
You registered the title.
Registered them. I wondered, are y'all ready for another Ariana project right now and anytime soon? I think Ariana could wait until like next summer. Not that I don't want Ariana music, because I love Ariana Grande music, but like y'all don't want to break? Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I don't know. I don't feel like I am, but I feel like Ariana, she's killed it. All her albums. And I think that if she took a break until next February and came out like, girl, Valentine's Day, bam, here it is, I think we would still be here and waiting for her. It almost kind of feels like she's like Rihanna-ing a little bit. You remember there was like a period of time where like it seemed like Rihanna was like dropping albums like one after the other, which isn't a bad thing. I just wonder if she's okay mentally and emotionally. If she taking that time.
Yeah, to your point, I think that, quarantine, I know we heard Kanye was busy during like the Kim and Kanye feud. It was because he was busy creating. And I think a lot of artists found this time at home during this quarantine stay at home to really create. And I think that maybe this all stems from that. Maybe she's like, I just need to get in the studio. This is my therapy. And here you go. Here's some beautiful music.
I feel like I wish this news was like, Demi registered 16 songs and they're all bops and she's coming and our wigs are not. I wish that was the news and not Ariana be working, and that's a good thing. I just am like, can we get someone else? Sanders is saying in the chat, can we get Adele? Where is Adele? Adele got snatched and she ain't singing.
Where is Adele? That is a great question. I know we need some Adele. We need some, they've been through a lot. Her and Kelly have been through a lot. So we need some music from them as well. But, I'm excited. I always do more Ari. I think that her music is great. And whatever she puts out, especially a collab. I'm really into collabs. It just makes it more exciting, right?
I'm curious if she gonna make that Doja Cat collab a single, considering. That's been my biggest question since she so proudly was like, "Girl, Doja Cat, girl." Well, me and Doja girl. And then right after that, Doja was caught up in that tiny chat, girl. So I wonder if she will take the heat for that, making that a single. I'm curious if Scooter will allow her to roll that dice.
Yeah. Oh, Keisha Smith said maybe her label is drowning in quarantine and they know she is guaranteed hits. That's a very good point.
Scooter got money though. Like her label is probably fine, no?
Yeah, I know, but I think in general, they're just like, she's the golden girl. Scooter's like, Ariana, go make some hits. Bieber, go make some hits.
They want the spotlight back on them.
Yeah, he just throws it back on them, right?
Yeah.
But let's talk.
Wesley is saying Scooter is ready to use the Ariana card because his two other cards ain't working like they should. And Wesley, period. Exactly.
Yes.
Demi and Justin. Just in case y'all was confused.
Just in case. Okay, well, let's talk about some other big news. Let's get into J-Law first. So our girl J-Law a public Twitter account to speak out against racial injustice. So get this. Jennifer Lawrence has been a little more private on social media. In the past, this week, she went public on her own verified Twitter, and she will use her new account. It's at @JLawrence_RepUS to speak out against racial injustice and actively supporting the organization Represent Us. So I don't know if you've heard of Represent Us, but it's dedicated to pursuing federal reform in relations to elections. So Jennifer Lawrence is on the board, and she posted these two tweets. Can you hear me? Am I here?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. She posted these two tweets. Sorry, you were frozen for a second. But we're back. We're back with this J-Law news. So she posted a video first, a Represent Us video featuring Omar Epps discussing the high percentage of incarcerated Black men in America. And then she posted this personal statement calling for justice in the case of Breonna Taylor. So J-Law, once again, is, and you can see right here, for 3 months since her murder, Breonna Taylor's family, the people of Louisville, Americans across the country, and many around the world have called out for justice. And yet those calls have gone unanswered. No arrests have been made. The officers responsible for her death remain employed by the LMPD. And disturbingly, the LMPD's own investigation report was woefully inaccurate. As a Louisvillian, is that how you pronounce it? As a human being, I cannot be silent. Louisvillian, there we go. So again, we're seeing celebrities taking to their platform to kind of move this movement further. I think this is great. I think it's amazing. How Jennifer Lawrence thought it was so important. She's very, very private. She's always been very private. And she thought that this is so important that she needs to make a public Twitter account. So shout out to Jennifer Lawrence, because I think, she is someone that a lot of people look up to, know that is very genuine and real. She always speaks her mind. And when she talks, you listen. And shout out to her.
Shout out to her, absolutely. I'm glad that she's done this. I feel like Jennifer Lawrence is kind of like a celebrity that can easily be loved, but I've also seen her get dragged a lot, girl. So I love that no matter how you feel about her, she's taking a stance, and she's like, you know what? We have to talk about this. We have to discuss it. And if you're avoiding talking about it and avoiding discussing it and you love me, well, guess what? Now's the time. And that's kind of like how I feel she took it, and I love that about her.
Yeah, me as well. Mila Anderson says, I stand and totally respect celebrities who are generally private, taking a stance and using their platform for something that works. Mila, I hear you, agree. This is important, and that's what you should use your platform for. Of course, to present and promote the arts that you create, but in addition to that, you have people listening. So let's talk about things that matter.
Yeah, education in all forms is important, and you're never too old to learn. You get what I'm saying? And also, Alex, normalize changing your opinion when presented with new information. That's a very true thing that I've been seeing floating around social media, and it is very true.
Yes, it's very important to educate yourself, and we want to reiterate that all the time, that people do make mistakes, uneducated mistakes. Educate yourself and learn more about everything. You can become better and you can grow, and it's very, very important. Well, speaking of Courtney, the Bachelorette franchise, which has been on pause because of COVID-19, well, they're back and they're growing with some new rules, some new COVID-19 rules. So listen to this. This is how they're going to film from now on. So first of all, every contestant and person involved will be tested, of course, for COVID-19 and isolated before the production. So Claire, who is the newest Bachelorette that's been put on pause, the entire season will shoot in about a month. It's crazy. Okay. Now, ABC exec Rob Mills said this. He said, "We're going to be in one location and everyone will be tested the week before. Everyone who comes back negative, we shoot inside that bubble, basically. You know, they stay at the Bachelor Mansion during this time." So Matt, who spoke about earlier this week, that was announced as the first Black male lead on The Bachelor, he says, "We're hoping to start on time, which would be the end of September." So everything has had to move along a little bit because everything was put on pause. And he says, we'll see where the world is then. Maybe there's some travel. Maybe it's just domestic. Maybe it's by bus, which I got to get into that because that's hilarious, because the whole show is about flying and doing these lavish things. So now they're taking the bus. But yeah, if things aren't that safe, we'll shoot it the same way, where everybody is safe, they're tested, they're quarantined, and then you can have kissing and arguing and everything else. So he goes on to say that the dates won't be at the Bachelor Mansion. They'll be at some sort of resort. And we've scouted several of them, he says, and all of them have been scouted for good date locations. And, you know, it will not be as over the top as we had incredible travel planned for Claire's season, going to Italy, all these places that were going to be great. But there'll be plenty of different date locations that will hopefully be as close to the Bachelorette home or mansion as possible. So, as you know, I'm a huge Bachelorette fan. So this will be interesting to kind of watch as a viewer, because part of the appeal to it is that they go on these dates and they go and they travel and they do all these things that normal relationships don't actually do. So it'll be interesting to kind of see this new way of filming, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. You know, I don't know if it's going to be that entertaining. It may just be a flop, but T-Tribe, let me know if you guys watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Do you think that this is going to be entertaining to watch? What do you think, Courtney?
I mean, I think that they shouldn't have said that they were going to fly to Italy. I don't think that they should have revealed anything that they were going to do, because if I were a fan of the show and I sat there and watched this, I would be like, ugh, they drove across town and I could be watching Claire, fly out to Italy? Oh my God, this is awful. Like, you know what I mean? I'd feel like if I were on the show, I would feel like I was getting gypped. To be honest, Alex, I might even reconsider going on the show. Like, I need the full experience. Just for example, really like kind of similar on Big Brother Canada, it was like one of the best seasons ever, and then they all had to leave the house because COVID got too bad in Canada, and they all like lost out on that opportunity. I feel like they feel like they're gypped, and I feel like if I were going on a show and you're not getting the full experience, you're getting gypped, and the audience probably gonna feel like they're getting gypped too, because they know what the show is supposed to be like.
Exactly. I think a lot of people, I mean, sadly, it's a joke on the show that you're not here for the right reasons. Half of the contestants, I hate to admit it, aren't there for the right reasons. They're there for the travel. They're there for the brand deals. They're there for the followers. They're there for everything this platform gives them. And in this kind of environment, it's going to be weird. It's going to feel weird as a viewer. And I just don't think it's going to be that successful.
Maybe if things get better the season after, can kind of find like a middle ground where they don't got to fly to Italy, but they could like fly somewhere a lot closer. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It sucks for the fans. Like, that's who I'm worried about. The fans that like watch The Bachelor that hour and a half to like ease their anxiety with a glass of wine, maybe some roses from their man or some chocolates. And now they gonna feel like they watching themselves. Like, you know what I mean? And maybe that's not fun. Like you sort of get to escape by seeing all these other people fly out and be rich, and now they just as poor as you production wise, and everyone's on the couch. That's not fun.
Exactly. If you want to film me in my home, with my own coffee, making my own sandwich, and sitting on my own couch with my boyfriend, hey, I'm available.
Shout out to the Bachelor, girl.
Shout out to the Bachelor. Anyway, of course, I'm still gonna watch because I'm a Bachelor stan. And let's couples and romance and all of that. Let's get into our couples therapy today because we are talking babies. Lots of babies.
We're having a baby, girl.
Okay, so Sophie Turner. You know, Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas have, there's been rumors that Sophie is pregnant. And now she was spotted out enjoying a day of shopping on Melrose with Joe. And then we see this Sophie's growing baby bump. TMZ caught the photo, of course, as they always do. And while it's clear that Sophie is expecting, get this, Courtney, they still haven't confirmed that she's pregnant. Now, the girl has a full-blown watermelon in her stomach. If you see these photos, neither of them have denied, but they also haven't confirmed. Now, this couple, of course, has been very private. They're kind of, out of all the Jonas kind of family, because even Kevin had his own reality show on E! Joe is a little bit more private and kind of a little more low-key than all of them. They won't admit that she's pregnant. What do you think about that?
I love it because I'm not pregnant until I tell y'all I'm pregnant. I don't care if the baby drop out. I was never pregnant until I told y'all I am pregnant. So until Joe and Sophie come out and say, oh yeah, we've been pregnant for a while and we've been chilling, then that's that. She ain't pregnant. Like, you get what I'm saying? It was like, I think it was like Gigi Hadid. They was like sneaking and telling the press, oh, she's pregnant. She ain't pregnant until she came out and said, hello, I am pregnant. You get what I'm saying? Right. It's all speculation until she come out and say, yeah, you haven't seen me guzzle any wine lately because now I'm pregnant. I feel it. It's their business. Iggy did the same thing. Iggy had the whole baby. You get what I'm saying? It came out after.
Right? Kelly says, LMAO, I just saw the pic. It's just so cute with her belly. It is so cute. Guys, go check out the pic because anyone that sees it knows she's pregnant. But I hear you. I mean, it is their choice to come out when they want and tell you that they're pregnant. But she's pregnant. She's huge. And she looks great and beautiful. And I am very happy for them because I love Joe. I love the Jonas Brothers. I love Sophie, Game of Thrones fans out there. So congratulations to them. And some other congratulations. Any SNL fans out there? Are you an SNL fan, Courtney?
Girl, let me tell you right now, the only time I watch SNL is when Taylor Swift or like Nicki or like an artist I love is on. That is the only time exclusively you will ever see me turn on SNL. However, shout out to Kenan Thompson because he has been one of my heroes since I was born. So I'm glad that he's on it. I just want to. Hey, come on, TLC. Hey. All that is it, y'all. Shout out to the kids doing it now. But back in the 90s, y'all, I never wanted to do anything other than an All That cast member. Period.
Okay. Whew. Courtney, speaking of All That, I had a chance to go to the All That set, and I literally had a full circle moment because I was a huge fan as you were of All That growing up, watched it every Saturday night, completely obsessed with the show. So to see these new kind of talent, these young kids, they're like 10 and 12 years old, super talented, but they kind of have a baby Keenan, a baby, they kind of found the same characters and created them, and shout out to them because they are hilarious. One of the kids does like 7 impressions. He did an Ariana Grande impression for me.
Oh, yeah.
Star. He's going to be a breakout star for sure.
Shout out to them. All that will probably help them grow into themselves more. Like, what a great platform to start out on. That's how I look at it as for those kids. Shout out to them. They got an opportunity of a lifetime. Yeah.
901 Erica says, I'm a huge SNL fan, been for my whole life. Me as well. I love SNL. I mean, I just love how they bring comedy to like current life. You know, they create these skits based on what we're all going through. There's a little laugh, a little. But anyway, back to our couples therapy. Kristen Wiig, who of course came from SNL, probably one of my favorite cast members from SNL. Courtney. Oh my
You
god!
already know I got a story. You already know I got a story. Alex, go on ahead so I could drag her. Go ahead. I'm letting y'all know right now I'm going in. Go ahead.
We're going to celebrate the part that she and her fiance, Avi Rothman, welcomed twins via surrogate. Now, Kristen dropped a hint on SNL on the Mother's Day episode, in a Mother's Day skit, saying, I don't know if I truly appreciated my mom the first 45 years of my life, but this year I'm feeling especially grateful for her advice, her love. I'm so thankful for all the things she's taught me, preparing me to be a mom myself, things like breastfeeding. So fans went crazy after this skit. They're like, oh, Kristen's pregnant. So the twins were not born yesterday, but the news came out yesterday, but they arrived earlier this year. And then Kristen and Avi were spotted shortly after taking a walk with each of the twins strapped. Have you seen those like baby holders in front of the twins strapped? You hate this story so much, Courtney. But let me just say.
It's not the story, it's the actress. We're going to get into that in just a second, Alex. Please go ahead and wrap it on up. Give the kids what they need because I need to tell them about their fave. But go on ahead.
Wesley says she's in one of my favorite movies, Bridesmaids. Wesley, same. Obsessed with Bridesmaids. Probably one of my all-time favorite movies. So this is why I have this place in my heart for Kristen. But I definitely want to hear your story. Anyway, that's the story. Congratulations. They have twins, and it was done by surrogate. And they're both first-time parents. So this is exciting for them. And shout out to them. Courtney, take it away.
Congratulations. However, I don't like her. I've met her before. For those of y'all that know, in case you're new, because we have new watchers here, I worked at an acai bowl cafe, and lots of celebrities have come in and out. Y'all have heard me in the past say Machine Gun Kelly. He's come to this place often. Kristen Wiig came in, you guys, one day, and she treated me like I was like spit on the ground. I was the gum underneath her shoe. She did not say thank you. She rolled her eyes. She scoffed. She had an attitude. She was heavily critiquing the acai bowl I was creating for her. And when I make an acai bowl at this particular job, Alex, I'm someone that goes above and beyond, especially when it's a celebrity. I make it nice. I make it pretty. I make it fast. She was an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. On the flip side, Alex, about a week and some change later, Maya Rudolph came in and she was the sweetest human being. I could not understand. I was so disappointed because, like Wesley, Bridesmaids is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I could not believe that she could go into a public place and treat someone that is doing food service as awful as she treated me. She is finished for me, and I will never support her. And Alice, I actually came home from work that day so upset. I took my little Bridesmaids Blu-ray and threw it in the garbage. And I spent money on that. So not a fan. Not a fan. And treat retail associates, food service people, always with kindness and respect. Because like I've said in the past, you never know, Alex, when someone is going to have a platform and sit up here and tell the people how you really are. Kristen Wiig is awful.
Wow, that story. First of all, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I completely agree. Treat everyone with kindness. No one should ever be treated that way, and make sure it's super important to treat everyone the same. That breaks my heart. But you know what, Courtney? It's said that a lot of comedians actually are not that nice. You know, they're very kind of sad people. I know Ellen, it's just been in the news that Ellen is getting dragged as well for not really taking care of her employees, not being nice. I know. I actually worked out of the Ellen offices. When Bethany Frankel had her talk show, I worked on that show. And Ellen was an executive producer. So we worked out of Ellen's offices. But Ellen, came in, and I am a diehard Ellen fan, and she would come in, and I got that same kind of experience, Not that she was ever mean, like you're saying, but just not it's kind of, that's why they say don't meet your idols, because you're never going to get that same, respect or feeling you get watching them in your favorite movies and all of that. So that hurts my heart to hear that, because I'm a huge, I don't know how I feel now, but I was a huge Kristen Wiig fan, and I am sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I didn't mean to scream and shout, y'all. I looked at the docket and I forgot she was on it. So the second you said Kristen Wiig, I was triggered, and I know y'all all saw it, because I would never act that way if she were like, just like, whatever, like, oh, maybe she's having a bad day. This was like, I feel like she's like this. Like, she was like, so, like, with her whole chest. You ever seen someone just be rude with their whole chest? Like, oh, go on, girl. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, absolutely. Swipe your card. And she was like, girl, bye. However,
wow.
I can say, and I can confirm, I've met Nicki, I've met NeNe, like, you know what I mean? And they're all sweet, kind, beautiful women, iconic and legendary. Kristen Wiig don't make that list. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, well, let's move on from that, because we don't need to talk about that anymore. We heard you, and again, I'm sorry that happened. That sucks. But let's move on to some other things that are not that great. Back to what we talked about yesterday, the Too Hot to Handle stars, Francesca and Harry. Of course, Francesca spoke out saying she was heartbroken and basically blindsided with this whole relationship. Well, Harry came back in a new YouTube video titled I Broke Up With Her, and Harry shared his side of the story and insists there's a big reason he broke up with Francesca. He never lied to her throughout their relationship, because there's been some speculation that, he hasn't been so honest. And he said, quote, there's literally nothing to hide, and I'm an open book. I'm open and transparent about absolutely everything. Francesca knows exactly what was going on between us. I never lied to her about anything. I've always had my location shared with her so she can see where I'm at all times. Okay. If you need to have your location shared with your significant other, that's the first problem. I'm just going to throw that out there. The trust should already be there. You don't need to know where they're at all times, in my opinion. I think that there's more to the story and it'll continue developing, but I don't think that he is innocent in this at all. What do you think, Courtney?
Why did he have to make a YouTube video about it? Y'all are not YouTubers. Like, weird. If I feel like you're not a YouTuber, they share a channel together, like a couple channel.
After the show together, like as like a couple. I'm not sure if they have their own personal one. I do know that they have one together, and I have to actually clarify whether these are on the channel, which would kind of make sense, or if they're on their own new channels. But yeah,
it just seems like he should have went on Instagram Live. That's what the girls do to like clear their name. They go on Instagram Live and they, no, that's not true, and this, and then people record it and then they put it up on YouTube. That's weird that they put it up on YouTube. They're like one step behind on that. But go off, y'all. Too hot.
Kelly said, my boyfriend has my location because I'm scared 24/7 of getting kidnapped. Okay, that's a good thing. Be safe. If you need to put it on, be safe. But I'm just saying, when it comes to them, I think it was on for a different reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like, where you at? Are you sure you're really there? I'm about to check your location.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about some people that we talk about every single day. It's time for our Card Jenner tea time. Take it away, Courtney. Let's do this.
All right. If you guys are ready, please turn your volumes down for Card Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just me.
Yes. Okay, we're kicking it off with Kim, who has just landed an exclusive podcast deal with Spotify. Now, her show will focus on wrongful conviction and criminal justice reform, similar to the work she has done with the Innocence Project. The Innocence Project, for those that don't know, is a nonprofit organization working to exonerate wrongly convicted individuals. So, listen, Kim, as we know, I don't, in my opinion, is not. I don't know if I could listen to a whole podcast of her. I think she will definitely get the right people involved. I think she will have, she'll have interesting stories. It'll be booked very well. But I don't know. Will you be listening to Kim's new podcast, Courtney?
Absolutely not. However, I think that it's a good thing. Can I tell you why? I just sat and thought about it. I'm thinking that maybe Kim is doing this not for people like us. Like we don't care. We're not going to sit and listen to Kim do that. But what about younger people that love Kim blindly? And this could be sort of like their entryway into learning about the criminal justice system. And then that sort of
Yeah.
potentially plants seeds for more lawyers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Maybe.
That's a very good point. I have to say that Kim's podcast is doing good, and that's very important. And those that are interested in this and learning more about this should definitely listen to this. Like you said, it's very niche. It's someone that cares about this. Do I think that general Kardashian fans will listen? I don't know. They'll definitely tune into the first one because, of course, Kim has the power and the Kardashians have that power. But I don't know. I feel like this is going to kind of cater to a different group of people.
Alex, do you know if the podcast is filmed as well? Like, is it going to be like a podcast that's up on Spotify and then filmed like Joe Budden's as well?
I assume that they will probably film it. I'm sure it'll be featured on the show as well. You know, of course, this is Kim's new storyline that they're adding, like you always like to say, Courtney. So Kim is a
oh, girl, wonderful girl. Come on in, Kim. I'm welcoming you with open arms. Come on in, girl. Yeah. Let's save some peeps. Let's save them. Yeah. Shout out to Natalie. I've been moving and missed the live for the past week, but I'm back. I've missed you. Well, Natalie, we have missed you too, and I'm sure you are doing excellent. So welcome back.
Welcome back, Natalie. So let's also get into some other news, Kar Jenner news. Kylie Jenner and Sofia Richie have no bad blood amid the breakup with Scott, which makes sense because, of course, these two run in the same circles. They've had relationships, a good relationship and friendship before Scott. But Kylie posted a photo of a royal blue wrap dress with her new caramel hair that was featured in the Vogue Czechoslovakia photo shoot she did with Stormi. We talked about that yesterday. And Kylie captioned the image with a blue heart and cloud emojis, and Sofia commented and simply wrote, "Wow," along with heart eyes. This is the second photo Sofia commented on this week. She also commented on the cover and wrote, "Ugh," and added a string of 4 heart emojis, basically just giving Kylie all the love in the world. And I like to see this because, of course, you know, breakups get messy, families are involved. It's more than just the people that are involved. And I think that they should still be friends. Like, there's no reason for them to not be speaking or kind of taint their relationship at all, right?
I agree. I'm like, if they're not fighting, like, why should they? That's between Courtney, Scott, and Sofia. That don't have nothing to do with Kylie. Kylie's the one that truly be minding her business, and that is why I enjoy her the most out of all of the young ladies. She just wants to like make her money, like take care of her baby, like glue down some edges, some baby hairs, and call it a day and buy homes. Like, pay your workers though, Kylie. Don't forget about that. We didn't forget about that yesterday. You need to pay your workers. But shout out to her. Shout out to her and Sofia just being cordial. Like, it doesn't have to be so dramatic. Like, they know how much of a mess Scott is and has been. So I'm sure that Kylie, like, she understands what Sophia's going through because her sister was there.
And to that point, 901 Erica says, real question, how is all the Kar Jenners okay with Sofia, Kylie's friend, dating an ex or Courtney's? Which is an interesting point. I've always kind of wondered about that relationship and kind of how, I think at first it was kind of when Courtney just accepted it and they started going on trips together and all that started happening. I think they just were like, they're not together. We don't care. If Scott's happy, if we're happy, we can all be civil.
Yeah, because I feel like in a way, even if it's in a small way, if Scott is unhappy, that affects Courtney and the kids. So if Scott is happy with Sofia, he treats Courtney nice, he continues to treat the kids nice, and everyone lives in harmony. I think that Kylie is a little bit more go with the flow than the rest of the women in the family. And maybe that's why I gravitate more towards her, because she's just sort of like going with the flow, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. And we can't forget that Courtney actually moved on first, you know? I don't know. There was speculation Scott was seeing other women, but Sophia was kind of his first real relationship that was confirmed and seemed a little bit more normalized into the family. So
yeah,
I'm sure they're like, Don, Scott, you deserve love too. You know what I mean?
Look, come on, black dress.
Boots. Yes.
She was good. Yeah, she went off. Put that back up. Yes. Come on, Beach Hunty. Yes. Beach Bunny. Yes, she did that. Go on, Sophie. Yes.
I said no, boo, but I need a pair of those boots, Sophia. Give me those boots.
Kick me in the face, girlfriend. Yes, she did that.
Well, speaking of some good photos, we got to talk about Khloe, because Khloe posted this adorable photo of True. Now, this photo, look at this. How cute is she? This photo is, True is wearing Scott's merch in the photo. And of course, you see behind her, this is an ice cream cart that says, please wash your hands. So they're joking that this is a little PSA because, you know, Khloe commented on this. Please, Tutu is reminding everyone to please wash your hands. Stay safe out there. She says a lot of people are mad because this photo, of course, is from Scott's birthday party where there was a little drama. And one fan wrote on Khloe's Instagram profile, I find it funny that Khloe just posted about social distancing, but they are all in a party for Scott's B-Day. Well, get this. So none of the Kardashians have really fired back or acknowledged that they're not really following the guidelines. Khloe said in the comments as well, responding back to this fan, they are all cousins. So we know how they have been quarantined and there's less than 10 people with us. It's literally what the governor states is perfect okay to do in the state of California. So Khloe is saying, listen, there's 10 of us. They're all family. They've been together. And this is the first time one of them have acknowledged that they're not really following the guidelines. But Khloe's saying they are. Do you think they're following the guidelines?
If the governor said this is the law and they've fallen under that law, leave me and my babies alone. Period. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
Yeah,
my baby said it. You are not washing your hands and you're using your dirty fingers to type on your phone to say something rude to me. Now, why you ain't listening to my daughter? That's what I would have commented. Why you are not listening to True? Like, girl.
It's exactly. It's like, of course, you know, people have something to say about everything and they will continue to do so. And the Kardashians are used to this. But it's literally a PSA to say wash your hands, and fans still have a problem with it. So that's part of the guidelines too. So they're washing their hands. There's less than 10 people, or there's 10 people total. They're family, they're together, they're quarantined, they're safe. And at the end of the day, you know, life still needs to happen in these new normals, these new guidelines. And Scott really needs this birthday support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs all the support he can get right now. So I think that person's priorities were just a little bit. The Kardashians are not going into a group of people after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. T-Tribe. Karina says, listen to Tutu and wash those hands. Yes, wash those hands.
W said, wash your hands. It's in demand. Y'all know how to show in.
Do you wash your hands, Courtney?
Alex, I wash my hands a lot. I am talking like, oop, just touch this yogurt, finish the yogurt. Let me go wash my hands before I go upstairs and do the tea. Like, I am like, go and check the mail, girl. Mask on, mail in the house, mail opened, wash hands. Girl, I am a hand washer because I especially ain't going nowhere. So, like, if it's not the mailbox at the grocery store, I'm not going nowhere. So, wash your hands. It's in demand. Wash your hands, comma, your hands, Miss Ma'am, period.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, people that don't follow this, I'm like, what? Do you want to get sick? I just don't understand it. I can't relate. You know what I mean? It's just like, put on a mask and wash your hands. Stay away from people and listen. They know better. You know what I mean?
It's very simple.
Exactly. Okay, well, let's get into our OMT, the headline of the day, the reason you all showed up today. Well, you just show up anyway because the T-Tribe supports. But let's talk about this NeNe news, Courtney. So There was a report that came out of lovebscott.com
Yes.
that NeNe was not offered a contract to return for season 13. According to this website, she was fired from the show, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, NeNe, as she does in true NeNe fashion, responded to this with tweets and Instagram photos of her laughing and from different, reunion photos, and basically says, I can't chill, because shuts this down and says, this is not true. Like, what are you guys talking about? Then her manager, Steven Grossman, made a statement saying it is absolutely not true that NeNe has been fired from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Furthermore, it was made abundantly clear prior that she will always be welcome on the series as long as she wants to be. He also said, we are having an ongoing bigger picture conversations with NBC Universal and have not made any decisions regarding next season specifically. Any speculation of sources trying to create controversy by stating otherwise are incredibly inaccurate. So he also shuts this down, and he ends it with bloop at the end, referencing NeNe's go-to catchphrase. And Bravo has also commented, there's absolutely no truth to this statement. So people, including NeNe herself, are saying, you're wrong, and this is not going on. So NeNe's coming back, right? But this is the fun.
I love that video. Look how the queen cackle.
It's just so good. Right?
Listen, Alex, I love NeNe Leakes with all of my heart and soul. I feel like no matter how you feel about NeNe Leakes now, this is the house that NeNe Leakes built. I feel like NeNe is not going to be fired. If she wants to leave the show, NeNe will be in control of whether she leaves the show or not. I can agree with the idea and the thought that the franchise Atlanta needs a shakeup. And I am proposing to Andy, good morning, Andy, that we keep NeNe and Kenya Moore, shout out to Kenya, friend to the show, and we also have Portia. And then each of them bring on a friend that we don't know. We don't want to see Monique and all of that. We want a brand new friend that we don't know, that is sassy, that can bring it, stand up to Kenya, stand up to NeNe and Kiki with Portia. That can be housewives, and keep Tanya and Marlo if she does not want a peach. And that's the cast. That's the cast right there. Keep the three main popular girls. And bring in three new girls. And if y'all really want to have Candy, because shout out to Candy, I thoroughly enjoy her, bring on Candy as well, because she's always got a business, and we love to see her business mind going on in the show. She's always got a different project every season, and that's interesting for the people that are interested in the business aspect. So let's do it.
Happens every season and with every franchise. It's like they always want to shake it up, and it's always as a viewer, you're like, are they going to be on? Are your favorites going to be on? Are they not? Are they fired? Do they quit? There's always drama, and I'm sure there is talks about other opportunities, and I'm sure they're still negotiating contracts. I mean, at the end of the day, they do get paid to be on this show, so they should get the money they deserve, and because they provide us with the entertainment that we deserve. So, but as to tie this up, NeNe said those rumors are not true, and she brought the narrative back to her own cackle and just laughed it all off, as she does best.
I want to say to the T Tribe and anyone that's watching after, shout out to everyone that's watching after. Hey, y'all, hope you had a good day at work or school today. I am not against Miss Phaedra Parks coming back. However, I'm not interested in NeNe leaving and then Phaedra coming onto the show, because I feel like NeNe for the past year has sort of been like slyly campaigning to bring her back. So like if NeNe is friendly with Phaedra, bring Phaedra back and let them kiki at least for one more season. We really would love that story, I think, to be wrapped up. There are a bunch of stories that needed to be wrapped up. Eva was pregnant every season that she was on, so that's wrapped up by. Cynthia, in my opinion, has one more good season, Alex, because she's eventually going to get married to Mike Hill, who we love here at the show. Shout out to him, and buy his book, Open Mind. She's got one more season. Once she gets married, girl, move to LA and live your best life and happy, girl. And I just feel like we can move on. We need new stories. We need housewives. We need it. We need what Potomac did. Candace and Monique they brought on. We need a Candace Monique on Atlanta to really shake it up and breathe new life into the series.
Yeah, every time they bring someone new, it's like, as a fan, you don't really trust it yet, and you just kind of get used to them, and it takes a little bit, but at the end of the day, you end up either liking that. I mean, you make your own decision, but you end up liking them and accepting them and liking a change, because everyone needs a change once in a while.
Yes, and it has to be the right woman. She can't be boring.
Right.
We've had some one-seasoners on all franchises. We've had some one-seasoners. So I want the next two women to be like chicks that stick around. Like Portia and Kenya, they came into the gig, Alex, and they've stuck around. You know what I mean? We need that again. We need a rebirth. Yes. Let me get on the phone with Andy. We got to do some research.
Andy, we're going to tell you how to recast this. Even though, remember, we learned that creative part in it. He's just the creative producer and does the reunions. But I'm sure he has something. But on that
note, pass this on.
Well, Courtney, we can't stick around any longer. We have to get off the show as well. Sorry, T-Tribe. That's all we have to talk about and spill for you today. But of course, we're back tomorrow at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time to talk more morning tea with you. I'm Alex Schiffman. You can follow me on socials at Alex Schiffman. Of course, you can follow The Revolution. Where at, Courtney?
You can follow me on social media as well as my own individual YouTube channel at Courtney Revolution. Also, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment if you're after watching. Share, tweet the video out, put it on your Instagram. Don't forget to tag us on Instagram. I know Instagram, y'all. Hey. We'll see y'all tomorrow for Shambong Friday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And without further ado, wash your hands, Leo.
Take it away.
Wash your hands. You better wash your hands. Wash your hands. You better wash your hands. Wash your hands. You better wash your scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. You better scrub your hands.